welcome to episode 6 of We Bought a Boat. Coming up in this episode, you're going to see the process of us putting the boat back in the water, our first night spent on the mooring at Benfit Yacht Club, and our shakedown cruise the following day, which, as you're going to see, didn't go quite to plan.
Hi Ian. Are you okay? You've broken down.
What does he want me to do?
What do you want us to do?
What do you reckon, Ian? Should make it?
What? I'm just excited.
You excited?
Yeah. Stop videoing me.
So here we are, it's Saturday morning. It was a beautiful day. We're hooked up to the tractor and they're starting to pull Dancing Bear over to the boat ramp to get her prepared, hooked up to the winch and slip down into the water. So here's some clips of that process. As you can probably hear from the sound of my voice, I've managed to give myself a bit of a cold. I think it was more down to the stress and tiredness of this weekend. As I mentioned in the intro to the video, the shakedown cruise on day 2 didn't go quite to plan. We'll get to that later, but here's the images of us getting the boat over to the boat ramp, getting it hooked up to the winch and slipping her down into the water. Now once we actually got down into the water, you can see we're still on the trolley at the moment. So the big test here is now going to be, is the engine going to start? I can happily report that the engine started on the button first time and we're now backing the boat out into the estuary. We're going to turn her around and move her down to the jetty just in front of the yacht club and get the family on board. So once I got my son William, my wife Angela and my sister Janine onto the boat, we made our way up to the mooring, which you can see here. It was a really beautiful evening. It was a really pleasant trip up. We got tied up with no real problems. We've witnessed just a beautiful sunset and had a really lovely evening on the boat. Everything went quite smoothly day 1. The stressful part of the day was obviously watching the boat being slipped down into the water. I was on the boat for that, and as I said, the engine started first time. That was my main concern. That all went really smoothly, and then the second part that I was worried about was getting up to this mooring point and how that was going to go. But we had Ian with us for that, and it went really smoothly. We hooked up, and as the tide started to go out, as you can see, the boat just sat really nicely on its mooring position, and we settled in for the evening. So coming up is a few bits from us spending our first night on the boat. So, what's your first day on the boat been like?
Cool.
Yeah, it's been good?
Yeah.
What was the best bit?
Seeing Nini nearly fall over.
Seeing Nini fall over?
Yeah.
When did Nini fall over?
At
Where did you
the
fall over?
afternoon. At the afternoon.
In the afternoon?
Oh.
What was your day like?
Hi.
I've nothing else to say.
We've survived.
We've survived.
That's all we can say.
Terry has barely survived.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Yeah. But we're here. It's something like 8-9 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And we're here. We've got beautiful fairy lights that we've put around the boat. You probably can't see them at the moment, but they're looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
We've had a spag bowl dinner, which was a little bit difficult because we realised we had quite a lot of washing up to do, and then the water supply ran out.
Well, the pump broke.
Well, the
didn't
pump
it?
Or the pump broke,
Yeah.
rather.
But it's been repaired.
But
that
I
was
fixed it.
repaired. So yeah, we got through the difficult times, and we're here.
Yes. Launch day complete.
Sitting on deck, enjoying each other's company,
You have key cards, guess what? You
having survived the day.
Yeah.
Are you,
Would I
looking,
do it again? No.
are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yes.
Good chat.
I am. There's some reservations, but yes, obviously. a bit
Talkative, these two.
nervous. Yeah.
Right,
Nervous.
so one
Nervous.
thing I
I'm
would
nervous.
say that today we had a bit of an issue with the dinghy boat.
Yeah, you'll probably see some footage of that.
It
Yeah,
was
we've
a
got
bit
some great shots
hairy.
of that.
Yeah.
We'll put the footage up, but we've basically got a motorised dinghy.
No, it's a fiberglass
Or it's
thingy.
a fiberglass, sorry.
But it's
I'm a bit
none of us have used yet. None of us
Yeah.
have had any experience in using one ever.
With an outboard on it.
So it was a very interesting
And
experience.
it was choppy and both hairy.
Not very stable.
Not very stable.
Very unstable.
If I'm not mistaken, it might have a small leak.
And it's got a leak.
So if it's still there tomorrow, we'll have another test run.
But we'll definitely put the videos up for you to have a look at, because I think they're probably worth watching just for entertainment value.
Entertainment value, yes. Yeah,
Cool, so what's the plan now? We're off to bed?
I think so. I think I'm shattered now.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Start fresh tomorrow.
Yeah, early start.
Early start.
6 a.m.
Something
Probably.
like
Beautiful.
that.
Off to tomorrow. We're off to Leon Sea.
Yeah. To an anchor point.
To an anchor
So
point.
tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll hopefully post, obviously, lots of footage en route to Leon Sea,
We won't post anything.
but also what
We'll just film.
we'll film.
Yeah.
Lots of footage from travelling to Leon Sea.
Hopefully in the right direction.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we still have our dinghy boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will see you soon.
It's the morning. Angela's making some breakfast. Right, first mate.
Yeah.
Angela burning some breakfast.
Go.
And we decided to watch Jaws. We thought that was appropriate in our current predicament. So here we are for day 2, heading out on our shakedown cruise. And we weren't planning on going very far. We're supposed to be going just a couple of miles up to the end of the estuary to a place called the Hull, where the club has 2 mooring buoys or anchoring buoys. As you can see, I'm following Ian out of Benfleet Yacht Club. We're following the club's set route up the estuary. Everything seems to be going quite smoothly. William is on the GoPro, so excuse the footage is a bit jumpy and jittery around. He's happily agreed to film for me on this day because I was busy. Being the first time taking the boat out, I didn't want to have the stress of filming. But it's all gone quite well. It's quite a narrow channel out of here. The club, as I said, has put the lateral buoys out, the red and green lateral buoys out for us to follow. But all's been going quite well. It's not quite as nice a day as it was the day before, but it was quite calm. There wasn't a lot of wind. So yeah, at this point everything's going quite well. Everyone's enjoying themselves. We're following Ian. He's a couple of 100 yards up in front, as you can see. And as I said, everything seemed to be going well, and it's not very long now until you'll hear in a moment the phone calls start to come in from Ian. First one, you can hear in the background him telling me just to slow down. He's basically told me that he's got a problem with his engine and he just needs to turn it off for a second, so he's just telling me to slow down. so which I do. A few minutes pass and then we get this second phone call, which is basically going to be the end of the video, because I didn't have time to think about filming when the second phone call came in.
Hi Ian. Are you okay? You've broken down.
What does he want me to do?
Oh, what do you want us to do?
If you can come alongside me and try and tow me.
Yeah.
Right, Jan, get a line ready. So you can hear from that phone call, he's basically turned his engine off, tried to sort out whatever the problem was, which seemed to be, he initially said was a charging problem. It's turned out to be the alternator. He couldn't get the engine restarted. So I apologise again of not being able to get any footage of this, but it was quite hectic. So in a nutshell, what I had to do was turn around 180 degrees in that very slim channel that we're going out in, come back towards Ian. He chucked us a line, we hooked him up, and we basically had to tow him back into the club and drop him on the jetty next to the clubhouse. So unfortunately our shakedown cruise didn't go very well. I can report that our boat performed flawlessly. We towed Ian back, that went pretty well. In a nutshell, we basically towed him back, dropped him off, put our boat on the jetty, got all our stuff off. We came to the conclusion very quickly that was our weekend over. The tide was starting to go out when we left anyway, so we didn't have the time to kind of get anything fixed and get back out again that day. So we decided that was the end of the trip, or the end of the weekend. So as I said, I got everybody off the boat, got all the stuff off the boat. Me and Janine took the boat back to the mooring point, got it back on the mooring buoys. I've got a little clip of it here, back on its mooring buoys, all set, and that was the end of the trip. So unfortunately that is going to be the end of this episode, because as I said, I didn't manage to get any footage of us towing the boat. I apologise. It was quite stressful, as you can imagine, being the first time taking my boat out on my own for the first time, and then having the stress of then having to tow a boat back. It was a really stressful, hence why I've got a bit of a cold and I sound a bit stuffy. It was really quite stressful. It did go well. There was no damage to my boat. Ian's going to get his boat fixed. So thanks so much for bearing with us. I apologise that we didn't get the exciting bit, which was supposed to be day 2 of us going out on our first trip. We are planning to go to Stangate Creek over in Kent in a couple of weekends' time. So I will do that for episode 7. So in essence, that's going to become our shakedown trip, really, is us going over to Stangate. It's going to be a much bigger trip than this one. But thanks so much for watching. As I've said before, if you're liking the content, please hit the like button, subscribe and share our videos. And I look forward to seeing you all for episode 7.